Yeah, party people, y'all know what it is. IZM Sports, episode 109. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Shit. Popping right now.
Yeah.
I'm all teeth.
Yeah.
All teeth right now.
Yeah. Just can't wait to get teeth fall out. Let's wait for those teeth to fall out.
How we say?
I said, I can't wait for those teeth to fall out.
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't come on. They pray on my downfall out this month. You know what I mean? Where Cliffy at? I know Cliffy gonna be missing the action this week. Yeah, he might take an early hiatus. Saying,
it's not. I know what you're alluding to, and I already told you way before the playoffs started who are the teams that could beat the team that's still surviving, and they haven't played any of them yet. So I'm not surprised. Let's put it that way.
And I've been telling you that the NBA is a setup.
A lot of colorful games, a lot of sucker with colorful names. I'm so-and-so. I'm this, I'm that. But the Knicks is just whack.
The Knicks are not winning, which doesn't bring me any unhappiness. That streak is staying alive since I was 3. But whatever.
It's like New York, go New York, boy. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Hold it. I don't know what's going on. James Dolan must have Cliffy on punishment.
Hey, Cliff is always positive too. That's what's sad about this whole situation.
Well, all I gotta tell Cliff is the Butler did it.
Nah.
There you go with that BS, Cliff. That's the New York Knicks dick talking to you right there, Cliff.
Jimmy Bucket.
That's the game. That's their game right now. Staticky.
Yep. Jimmy Bucket.
Yes.
See? Jim Dolan put out a blocker for all New York Knicks fans. He don't want y'all talk about nothing until we get past this series, Cliff.
Jimmy Bucket.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, I tell you what, though, this series won't be a sweep, but Jimmy Buckets has a sweep of the Knicks. Every game he's played, they won.
Bro, I don't know what it is, but we're going to talk about that much more on this episode of IZM Sports, episode 109. Go Lakers. Cliff, get your shit right. Your reception is fuddy-duddy right now, so get that right. You might have to switch to the phone. In the meantime, in between time, like, subscribe, ring that bell, share the stream, bring people into the conversation. We talking NBA playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. But for right now, real hip hop for the people.
24 hours of peace, love, unity, safely having fun. Real hip hop for the people is an engagement, it's a demonstration. Using hip hop culture to get you activated. Let the people hear the bass, the vibration, the love, peace, unity, and watch them add on. It's a culture. It's not just rapping. It's not what we do. It's how we do it. We're doing it right here, Springfield Avenue, between Bergen and Plum. 24 hours straight, man. It's crazy.
We the people. The people of the culture.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Fire. The hip hop culture.
Yo, we love rap.
That's
Love
yo.
it. But it's really about the culture.
Yeah, let them know how.
The culture.
What up, man?
You know a hard head makes it soft behind. If I only knew my schoolwork like I knew them rhymes. Mom upside my head, I'm trying to memorize every line. High power rap, breaks, super rhymes. Deep into the culture, didn't even know it. Young entrepreneurs, spitting bars like a poet. In a rush to be mature behind bars when we blow it. In the bold that rappers too immature to outgrow it. There's more than just music, something next to breathing. I get giddy like a baby trying to spit while I'm feeding. The mic I'll be squeezing, dropping facts like I'm teaching. Leaking flows for the perfect beat seeking. Mama used to say, take your time, young man. But I'm trying to feel light so you can see when I tan. I'm like one I never ran, I'm a fan but never stand. Just take a black one to the east, exit out the clan.
Holy integrated, having omnipresent, what we are.
But no one stops to think about the
people. Holy integrated, having omnipresent, what we are.
But no one stops to think about the people.
Pueblo Unido, grassroots Steve Pico. Rule number one, never forget the people. I live, I give back. Hip hop, all in it, no gimmicks, straight facts. From the start, I'm the light from the dark. Born from black art, knew my part. Daddy gave me, mama made me. New raised me, hip hop saved me. For the culture now, for the black and brown. Happy underground, sun up to sundown. Till my people get out. North to down south, spread like word of mouth. While you cowards is living, we battle the bullet. Black lives to the fullest. Out here to the end, stronger together, that's the day we win.
Holy integrated, having omnipresent, what we are.
But no one stops to think about the people.
Holy integrated, having omnipresent, what we are.
But no one stops to think about the people.
The legends before me are ones I want to get it like. But hitting quick hit different when hitting right. Mob ties, this thing of ours is birthrights. Who's next for the culture and them searchlights? Doing to it, this music, I'm trying to talk through it. Every plan on my own, I watch the lie do it. Airborne to skicky like a window through it. Trumpets blow, this song's here, melodic ruins. Think forward before they have to think forward. Won't rap, I talk that and live enormous. Informants when present in your boy performing. Especially when them drums snap by Ryan Lawrence. Doing all that poet talk of the line crosser. Me, hot and eyes, be by your flying saucers. Make it worth it, I can't take no people offers. Start still and delivering and you know the offer.
Holy integrated, having omnipresent, what we are.
But no one stops to think about the people.
Holy integrated, having omnipresent, what we are. Yeah, the people.
Yes, that was hip hop, real hip hop for the people by Hakim Green, featuring Amiri Baraka Jr., Do It R. Kelly, G. Simone, produced by Ron Lawrence. Big shout out to Rock Davis on the video direction. Of course, big shout out to the great city of Newark, New Jersey for hosting the 24 Hours of Peace Festival. We now have the 24 Hours of Peace tour heading out with the Blacktop Streetball Festival. So it's a combination of basketball as a teaching tool, basketball as competition, but also hip hop culture, peace, love, unity, safely having fun, 24 hours straight, coming to a city near you, ladies and gentlemen. We about that work. Let's bring Mr. Nick Fan in the building. We've been talking bad about you, Cliff. Sorry about that.
Y'all all giddy today.
Something positive, Cliff. Give it something positive.
All giddy. Laker Nation, all giddy today, huh? Okay.
Not me, Cliff. Not me, Cliff.
Me either.
I'm part of Laker Nation, not Laker Faction.
Laker Nation.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan.
I'm a Faker fan. the LA Bronets. You know what I'm
Yeah, you know how it is. We get it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just doing what he does, of course, 20 years,
Here we go. There, like I said, he's 38. He's 38. It just goes both ways.
What? It's all
it's like talking to your little brother about sports. That's what it's like.
So right now, everything is all gravy. It's gravy. Come on, man. It's gravy. Career's
Man,
done.
Darvin Ham doing what he does because again, people say it's a team effort because when they don't do well, it's a team. When they do well, it may go other ways. But like the last coach I seen do what Darvin Ham did was Pat Riley.
Yeah, talk about
and
it.
Coach can appreciate this because Coach is a Laker fan. So when the Lakers used to lack energy with their top 8 players, he would put in this guy named Mike McGee and come out, and Mike McGee would come out there and give you 16, 18, 20 points. You know where he was. Why is he even on the bench? Why is this guy not playing? But he said, I got to unleash this dog every once in a while because he can't do it all the time, but I got to know when to do it. And Lonnie Walker was that guy yesterday.
And look, I've been thinking the whole time, where's Lonnie? Where's Lonnie? Because I thought he should have been playing over Beasley, this whole time.
Well, Beasley ain't been playing either. So neither one of them are playing.
Right. What's the problem isn't even dressing anymore. What is it? Bamba?
Mo Bamba.
Yeah, Mo Bamba.
They brought in Tristan Thompson.
Yeah. So
if they had to go that far down the bench, they're gonna put Tristan Thompson in.
But they made no defensive adjust. I mean, Lonnie Walker took advantage of the moment. He did his thing. He didn't miss a shot, but he was just he just ate Steph alive. They made no defensive rotation. I have no idea why.
Because
GP2 didn't come back in. I mean,
because AD. All right, so first I want to deal with Wes's point about Coach. That it's been that way all year. That he's been doing that, different combinations, different lineups. Trying to find the hot hand, trying to find the hot man. We've seen that happen definitely after the All-Star break and the trades that was made. There's been different hot hands. At one point during this stretch, Malik Beasley was the hot hand. Austin Reeves has always been stepping up throughout consistently, but you get a D-Lo giving you, anywhere from 28 to 35. You can get Lonnie give you a big game. You get Vanderbilt ain't give you a lot of Schroeder, thank you. Who else? Is somebody else I'm missing?
Hachimura.
There it is. Hachimura. And once you find out where that hot hand is, you let that person eat. And because LeBron isn't the best player on the team anymore, because LeBron's 28, 30, 35 doesn't mean as much as when AD gives you 35, AD gives you 40, right? It's refreshing to see LeBron willingly step back and let other people do their thing. Accommodating other people, making sure whoever has the hot hand is eating and he doesn't dominate the ball.
Well, I would have to only combat that statement because they were playing 25 games and they were already trending in this direction when he was not playing. So it was kind of like him having to integrate himself into the style that they were playing because they played Golden State in the regular season towards the end, like maybe LeBron had about 15 games left, whatever it was. It was on a Sunday, and they didn't have LeBron. And that's when they first had all the different players. And that was the day that I said that team right there could go far in the playoffs, right? So LeBron is a part of that, but it's not him so much saying that he is allowing these people because they were already in that process already.
When I would say that. The ball from them.
And he's perfect. He's perfect for that situation.
But when he takes the ball from them, like when D-Lo ain't doing his thing, I'm going to control the ball. I'm going to run the offense. I'm going to do
What I'm saying is that they were already trending in the direction that they were doing. And what makes it perfect for LeBron's style and AD's style, because they're both not really alpha aggressive males, they both like to defer. Both of them are both kind of the same in one. So they'd rather defer and allow everyone to be a part of it because that's their personality. So those trades actually fit.
But there was a time during the course of the season where we said LeBron has the ball in his hands too much.
Yes.
There's been time during the season where Hakim said,
it wasn't just this season. It was more so in general. And I think this is the first time in his career outside of Dwayne Wade at the time and Kyrie Irving, where he has multiple people now that can go off the bounce. Wade and Irving were the only two players he had in his career that could go off the bounce. That he partnered up with.
But
now it's plenty.
LeBron
because the NBA was different. Go ahead, Coach.
I think he made a choice to come back because he saw the way this was trending.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he knew all the heavy lifting that he was expected to do in the first half of the season. I shouldn't have to do that.
Well, that's when we were saying it, because it was the beginning of the season when AD was hurt and LeBron was playing 35 minutes a game, carrying the team. He was putting up all the numbers and doing his thing. And that's when we were saying the ball is in his hands.
But I don't think LeBron's numbers change, though, Cliff. LeBron's numbers don't change, man. LeBron gets his numbers no matter who he's playing.
Right, exactly. The impact of his
numbers never change. They never waver. And it's been that way his whole career. His numbers are going to be what they are because that's who he is.
We're forgetting the beginning of this season.
I know.
Remember
and I
everybody was averaging like 30-something. LeBron was keeping up. He was averaging like 32 the first maybe 2 months of the season. And then it started to taper off because of his usage and because of everything else that was going on. And then he got hurt. But he was averaging over 30. And I don't know what he ended up for the season. What was it, like 28? But there was a part of the season. Yeah, he was averaging over 30. And that's when he was basically having to carry the team.
Having to, not that he wanted to.
Oh yeah, he had to.
He had to.
I don't think he wanted to.
Right. He didn't want to. So to that point, him not wanting to, discovering, oh my God, now I don't have to.
A lot of that has to do with AD got hurt early in the season. So we have to again. So that was part of that's part of the. It's always the reason. It wasn't necessary until AD got hurt.
Yes, but even when AD is not shooting the ball like too many times, including last night in the second half, it's like he's not taking enough shots. Well, guess what? D'Lo's not last night, but so-and-so's knocking down shots. Lonnie Walker comes off the bench is knocking down shots. AR Reeves is going to give you
players, though, man. I'm telling you.
Still, I don't have to dominate.
To have 7 guys, though, man. To have 6, because he's 7, because we didn't really count Lonnie Walker before. It was 5 guys before. Now it's 6 guys. When you have 6 guys that can create their own offense, including yourself as 7, that just is nothing. About 7 guys that know how to get offense, and they can get it without any facilitation at all. And that way they actually are organically doing it. Because everyone that puts the ball on the floor, if you watch the Lakers play, they all do it freely. They don't all feel like they got to get out the way. They do it freely and it's all flowing. That's what they do. Is not go to a spot and shoot a 3. They're not doing that. It
makes the game easy. It makes the game real easy for you.
Yeah, it's just like those are the best, like Pelinka and even Ham, to be able to do what they did to get that mix of those type of players on the same page is crazy. Because I don't remember seeing 7 dudes that can get you 20.
But you know what this is? This is actually a GM and a coach sitting down, doing their job, and not allowing the input from players.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna have to push back on that a little bit. However, we have a very, very special guest that just entered the building, right? And is dope. I really appreciate him taking time to come in and sit with the IZM Sports panel, especially during this Lakers Golden State series, because my brother hails from the Golden State. He's out there in the Bay Area. He represents Oakland, San Francisco very, very hard, even though he's a New York transplant, right? But this brother is one of the powerful, culturally relevant folks in the community, here to talk about sports with us, my man, Grand Emperor DJ Davey D.
How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Peace.
All right.
Yeah, man. So, this brother right here, he represents the Bay hard body. the Raiders, of course, but now they're in Vegas, so he's like.
No, we let them go. We let them go.
But
I was a Raider fan in New York, though.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't bandwagon it out. You didn't jump shit just cause. Right.
Yeah, I'm still a Yankee fan.
You're a 49er fan.
No, well now I am, but I'm a Yankee fan. I've always been a Yankee fan.
Oh, everybody's a Yankee fan.
I'm from the Bronx. I used to play tennis over there.
Yeah. But when it comes to these Warriors, though, when it comes to these Warriors, you go hard body.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, not as hard today because it's a little rough today. But
it looks like you have an esteemed panel of guests, and I'm sure everybody will agree with me that the refs have been cheating, and that somebody has put some sort of foreign substance in the drinks of some of our players. That this is what we're seeing is something that is, it's a conspiracy that we're losing. Can I get an amen on that?
Nah, you can't get.
I will tell you this. I don't know about all that, but I will say that the officiating has been a little bit inconsistent because you don't get 6 free throws at home. That's just, I don't even care if you're a jump shot shooting team or not. You don't get 6 free throws in the NBA playoffs at home. That's just unheard of. And then the next day you get 21 in the first half. It don't make no sense because you're still the same jump shooting team. Yeah. So,
well, I will say this aside from, let's just move aside the series for now. I don't think there's ever been a reckoning with Scott Forrester, right after the Tim Donaghy documentary came out. Mm-hmm. His name was all over there, and I just knew that afterwards that we were going to have conversations on all these sports stations, and everybody act like somebody just took a crap in the middle of the living room. Anybody going to clean it up? And
no one's going to say anything. Hello.
Nobody said anything.
Well, Coach E says it every show.
Does he really? Okay.
Jokingly, but there's seriousness to every joke. So definitely we've discussed that conversation, and but if you want to elaborate more on how it plays out in this particular series, we'd be glad to hear it.
No, I think
most NBA players don't want they when they see Scott Forster on the game, they already know it's going to be the yin yang. As soon as he gets in, as soon as he walks in the building, everybody knows how it's going down. So that's like old news with him. But the NBA will continue to trot him out there.
So I think on one hand, if you look at it, it's money to be made if a series goes to 7. This will probably be the last time that you would have had these two titanic figures of this era, Curry versus LeBron. So I think, on one hand, you kind of like, we want this. We need this to happen because the ratings are bananas on it, Yeah. But then, now that we're in the middle of that, it's like if we can get the Celtics-Laker thing going, you can't help but think that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you could get those two teams going, then we can return back to the days of old when the Magic and Bird rivalries were going on, et cetera, et cetera. I hate to think of it that way, but the fact that you have Forrester and all these other things happening, you can't but help think. And there's money on the line. Now every sports station talks about the gambling odds. Yeah. And now it's the whole thing. The gambling odds, cats will get at you behind the scenes. We know where your mama live. We know where your daughter live. We know that you was in the video with R. Kelly, in that shower. And if you don't want anybody to know, shave a couple of points or Draymond, throw a pass to freaking Anthony Davis with 10 seconds left. Like, who does that?
Or throw it out of bounds in the first half with nobody there.
Yeah, who does that? It's like you get paid. You get paid millions of dollars to the point that your the muscle memory alone should take care of things. But you threw it out of bounds. That's like black people trying to dance off beat.
or you win the jump ball and then throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Steph throwing that out of bounds at the end was a little weird.
when he should have called the timeout.
Nobody was there.
And he should have called the timeout.
Yeah,
that's right.
He just threw the ball out.
Listen, I don't think any of that has any validity. I don't think it's a ref problem. I think that Golden State is just folding down the stretch. And to be honest with you, I still think they're gonna win the series. I think they're gonna win it in 7. Y'all definitely not gonna win game 5. And if you have a chance, you should take it. But then game 6 going back to LA, because you gotta figure it was 2 blowouts in the series, and then you won the 2 games. The 2 games LA won at home were both games at the end that Golden State had a chance to win it, and they made the bad a truckload of bad decisions on each situation. And you really think, and if you look at it, this series, ironically enough, LA is shooting a better 3-point percentage than Golden State right now. A little bit over 34%. That's not going to happen. It's not going to continue. I think Golden State going to get these next 3 wins. Watch.
No, I think my prediction is going to be a blowout the next game, and then a blowout in LA.
Nah, dude.
No, they're going to take it to 7. Scott, trust me.
It ain't going to be no blowout.
Trust me, my friend Scott, my buddy Scott is going to make it go to 7.
Yeah, it's going 7.
It's going 7, bro.
It's going 7.
It's going 7, and you got to figure you can't be ultra comfortable when Clay is due for. First of all, Curry still hasn't gone nuclear yet, and then Clay has just been off, and Poole has been a complete no-show.
Yeah, but you acting like LA Lakers have not put the defensive clamps on these jokers.
No, they have. And it's been
close. But a lot of teams have put the clamps on us, and we've been able to still, persevere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as much as we just criticized, Steph's last play, Anthony Davis put some tremendous defense on him. Like him missing those shots to me makes sense. It doesn't take anything away from Steph. It's like, do play great defense, one-on-one, we're going to put it on Steph. I see Golden State put it in Steph's hands. They did. He came up short this time. I don't think there's any big conspiracy around that. Like,
I don't think it's conspiracy about
the series. Remember what I said before the series. Draymond Green was going to play for the Lakers.
You did say that, Coach.
He did say that.
He did say that. And Draymond Green is what made that last shot possible, because I don't know why he kicked that out to Curry. He had he had a Schroeder on the block. All he had to do was turn around and shoot a layup.
Because of what we said, it's muscle memory, and that's what he's coached to do. Like
they're down 1, and at that point, it was probably like 40 seconds to go.
Yeah,
It was before all that madness even started. And remember, they're down 1. You you get an offensive rebound that close. Did you see where he was, Hot?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him do that.
Literally, if he was facing the other way, so he just shot the ball out. But if he turned, it's a layup. It's an easy.
And it might have been an and 1.
Yeah, because Schroeder would have tried to foul him.
He's playing for the Lakers.
No. What it is that somebody visited him and said, let me show you something. There's a wide angle shot of that R. Kelly video that's never been seen before. And that does look like you, right? And I've interviewed R. Kelly before, and he looked me dead in the face, and I asked him about that, and he told me, brother, it wasn't me. I mean, he said it. I said, what do you mean it wasn't you? It's like, man, I wouldn't do nothing like that. So that would have been Draymond. Like, no, that wasn't me. It's like, no, brother, that's you. That's you in the back over there. Why don't we show it to the world and let them decide?
Oh, wow.
And then he's like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do?
I think that Draymond punching Jordan Poole in the face in the beginning of the season could have something to do with what's going on, because he's disappeared.
Yeah,
he's coming up short.
Poole in the face now. This is when he should punch him in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach. Come on, Coach. You can't stop the violence, bro. 24 hours apiece. People are safely having fun.
Jordan Poole is horrible right now.
Yeah,
he is horrible.
Jordan Poole was elevated. I said this last year. I said he was elevated too early. Cats are saying he's as good as Devin Booker. No, he's not. There's no comparison at all. Okay, he just got elevated way too quick because he had the Golden State Warriors felt like, hey, Clay is not up to snuff. Poole is filling in that gap, but it's all good when Clay is on the court filling in that gap with him, right? Together. Now you're counting on him. You paid him like a Clay, and he comes to practice with that bag in his hand, and now he starts disrespecting the elder because he got a bag. And that whole locker room is fractured because of all of that foolishness. And you paid this young boy too soon. His shot selection is horrible. Horrible.
Oh yeah.
And he was playing for a contract last year. Just like,
and then he plays no defense.
Reed.
He gives you nothing on defense.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
He's the same thing Austin Reeves is doing right now for the Lakers.
Well,
he's playing for a contract.
Let me give you some insight into the Poole Draymond thing.
Uh-oh.
So part of what happened was Draymond publicly put folks in a no-win position because he said, I wanted a max contract, which implied that if I don't get it, I'm bouncing. Joe Lacob, the owner, said, I don't want to pay $500 million in penalty taxes and luxury taxes, right? So now folks were looking at Poole. They weren't going to give him that until the end of this year. But, he's kind of a cocky guy. There was some back and forth that went on there, and dude snuffed him, right? So even then, that could have been lived with, but somebody leaked that tape, so the whole world saw it. Once the world saw it, then a decision had to be made. Do we pay him now to make sure that this player who we like sticks around, or do we just risk, letting him go? So that's why they paid him early to be like, let's lock him in. We weren't planning on doing that. So that's point one. The other thing that we didn't know about was Clay didn't practice all summer. And now we were expecting him and those new guys to be having a Kobe Bryant, mentality, like go in the gym, be there like Steph, 100 hours a day and come out. Clay didn't do that because, he got this condition where he felt like he was going to injure himself. So he didn't really practice until the season started. So he came in, kind of sluggish. And
out of shape.
I wouldn't say he was out of shape, but he came in still trying to work things out in his mental. It was kind of like when homegirl was afraid to do the bars. He was kind of like that. He was like, man, I might injure myself. He was gun shy. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. So you had that. And then, with the Poole thing, a lot of people was on his dome about you got knocked out. So that's hard to put behind you, because just to get a psychological edge, I'm going to roll up to you and say, man, you got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. And just keep laughing. I mean, how do you come back from that? Because, now we've seen it. It's not like, man, he didn't really hit me that hard. Nah, dude, he actually knocked you out and then held you up. So, man, that's you can't come back from that. You can't come back from that. So between those two, and then
you can add the Weissman. They thought Weissman was going to be better. Kuminga.
Weissman, unfortunately, is not that. In order to be on the team, you got to have a high IQ, right? Yeah. And he's not that guy intuitively. Like you got to be able to read the court. Now Moody can do it, right? Yeah. And he's developed slower, but he's been more methodical. Like, I'm gonna take my time. To your point, when you had Jordan and some of the other folks, they was like, we won the championship. And it's like, Well, you're on the team that won the championship, but you didn't actually play in any of those championship games. You was on the team, but it wasn't no we. So you should take the attitude that Moody had and go develop your game. And they didn't really do that. They were kind of, some of the guys was pouting on the bench. Why don't I get to play? Because why? Because Clay wasn't pulling his weight. See what I'm saying? Like the big brother came in here and wasn't pulling his weight. And so you're sitting there going, man, I'm shooting better than him. That was the dynamic.
Right.
So that's the brings the disgruntled, because a young player is seeing somebody that's not producing, and he's saying, well, how come I can't play and that guy's not producing? But that's where the NBA with the new wave of players, they got to understand it's 458 slots in the NBA period. And really only 50 to 60 open up a year.
Right.
If that, right? And it's not everybody that gets drafted. So you got free agents that get picked up. It's a harder position to hold or to get into, a club to get into than people realize. And a lot of these rookies aren't used to hearing no.
Right. But another interesting point in Davies' breakdown is the reverberation of Draymond punching Poole in the face and it being seen public. How that move would damage more than Jordan Poole. It actually damaged the entire organization because there was a domino effect that occurred afterward.
Yeah.
So
because he had to walk on eggshells. Because dude is usually, he's a pit bull and just barks and just goes after folks. But now you can't really do that because now you're on Front Street for showing that. So he kind of lost his leadership role. Steph had to kind of step up and, he has a different way in which he leads. And, and a lot of those young guys, man, they wasn't going to be, at this point, bullied into doing what they need to do.
Would you say there's a lack of trust in the locker room because of that?
Do what?
Would you say there's a lack of trust because you have the old guard and the new guard, and the new guard is saying he ain't gonna punch me?
No, I don't think that, because he really could punch most of them guys out. So it wasn't that type of situation. But it's like the way his get down is like there's a thing. My boy spins over at the center, so he sees all this, right? So like if he's playing, man, he's kind of like the way Jordan would be. He's on you. He's on your dome. Like, dude, you supposed to be here. He don't care who you are. You was number one at such and such school. He's the big dog in the locker. But now you can't be the big dog because you knocked out your player. Everybody's seen it. And it's not that people is like, you ain't going to do that to me, but I ain't listening to you now. Yeah. There's a violation of trust. Because up to that point, he's been barking, but he ain't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And we look at it now from afar, or the aftermath. It almost looks justified, particularly how Jordan is acting now.
Yeah,
because the rumors that you heard was he was, disrespectful. He was entitled. He was, thought that, he should, he should be basically, in the class of Dre and Clay and Steph. And you see how he's pouting now, and you see how unproductive he is now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like.
Well, the thing with him is that he really wants to start, and he's a rhythm player. So he has to get into that mood. And to his credit, he carried the team when Clay wasn't there, and then he was doing his thing when Steph stuck out. But then they needed him to adjust to being the sixth man coming off the bench. Now, to your point, I agree about being entitled. I think if I get $104 million a year, man, do you want me to stand on my head? How long do you want me to stand on my head? What time do you want me to stand on my head? I'm going to do that for that amount of money. But he is thinking like $104 million just comes to everybody anytime. So he's like, I need to start. And it's like, that's the entitlement, as you said, Wes, might be a thing of, you haven't seen some hard times, so you can't appreciate the good times. Those type of situations. Yeah. Man, I wish I was getting 104. Woo.
Yeah. So let's switch the direction of the conversation, Dave. Just this particular series, what you see and why do you think we are with this 3-1 lead in LA?
I think one of y'all talked about it just now. A lot of mistakes. This has been us all season. I've watched maybe 10 to 15 games that we could have easily won, where what you saw last night happened in the season. People taking bad shots, people throwing the ball away at the last minute, people not locked in, and we were under the impression that they weren't locking in because they were waiting for this, the second season, which is the playoffs. But after last night, I'm like, man, like what am I watching? This is what they was doing in January. So that's problem one. And then two, I mean, LeBron's the villain for us, but in real life, he's a good guy. LeBron don't play that. So he got his team locked in most of the time, except, AD sometimes disappears, but LeBron is definitely, he's like, I will carry this team on my shoulder and make it happen. And he has done that before. So I think it comes down to who really wants to win this. And they want to win. He wants to win to kind of secure his legacy. And to be honest, with Golden State, it's like, man, we already won 4, man. We've been in 10 championships the last 10 years. Been there, done that. I ain't tripping. That hunger should have been with the younger guys. And the younger guys, yeah. And the younger guys should have had that hunger, like LeBron and them. And they were like, man, we won. No, and no, it's not. No, we won it. You didn't win it. Big difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be difficult to get people motivated. Like the hardest thing about being a champion is staying a champion. Right? Mm-hmm. And people don't understand that part about it. Like when you get guys that win those multiple rings, they can't, everyone is not going to lock step with them anymore. They have to have a certain personality just to get people to want to do it again, because it's not easy to do it. Right? No, it isn't. So, to get young people to have to work for something this generation, we're not gonna just become champions. That's we don't just come in the league and we're just given a ring. We got to work for the ring. It becomes hard for them to handle it, because they just were able to create a championship at the high school level just by getting the right donors on the AU event, right? They could be the leaders of the school, right? Because hey, I'm on Rock Nation, or I'm on this squad. They can create that. But the NBA, you actually got to play. That's why I felt like it was so important for guys to play in the NCAA tournament, just to taste defeat in that form. The one and done mentality allows you the opportunity to be accountable for you and your teammates for your play.
Well, it's like when you take martial arts, one of the things they teach you is also how to deal with a punch. Like you gotta, like you ain't been punched yet. No, because that's an experience too. Like what happens when you see that initial star, and then their muscle memory is like, oh, I can survive this, so I can still stay in my stance. But if you ain't never been hit, man, the further you go along, then all of a sudden now you playing defense. Like I don't want to get hit, versus somebody's like, man, hit me. I've been hit so many times. I love this. Yeah, please. I can take this. That's but they haven't had that defeat, and there hasn't been a humbling. I think
Memphis.
When I came into certain things, when I started out, there were older cats around that made sure you was humble. Like, man, you might be the superstar, but guess what? You're going to clean these floors. You're going to carry this. You're going to do these things, and you're going to walk behind us. You're good, but you ain't the best. We still in charge. And I think that hadn't really happened in the way that it needed to. So to your point, yeah, they're walking in there kind of like, I'm here. Motherfucker, you're not here yet. You're not on that level.
Yep.
That entitlement, that sense of entitlement.
I heard a good story today about Devin Booker, and over the summer, you know, he got the label of being a little soft, right, and not being able to take a punch, right. And so he was playing in pickup ball, from what I understand, and they were doubling in pickup.
No
right?
double, no double.
And he was like, no doubles in the summer league game, right? And somebody said, don't they double you in the NBA? Like, so he didn't want to play in pickup at all because they were doubling him, and he felt like that was above, like beneath him. Like, we don't need to double in no pickup game in the summer. But then he thought about it, and the doubles came. And if you watch his game now, look what he's doing right now. He can take on he's taking on anything because somebody had to pull him to the side and say, hey, listen, young man, that's part of your development.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to embrace that. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You got to embrace it.
And you got to be humble enough. And you got to be humble enough to take that critique.
Exactly. So I give him a little credit for that because it's showing on the court. It's showing.
Yeah, Philly's up 2013 in the first quarter, by the way. 2013.
So you know, one of the things that I remember, and I think this happens to a lot of us, there comes a point in time, to your point about some of the younger guys on there, you know, you start sizing up your dad. I don't know if anybody ever did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me?
So now, yeah. So I remember, you know, when he started getting good at the karate and the little boxing thing, you know, you kind of size him up a little, you know, you get a little bass in the voice, and you know, and everybody gets that moment where
that didn't happen. I didn't get no bass in my voice, but go ahead.
Yeah.
That shows you got a little sense, probably.
But I remember, you know, there comes that moment where, you know, I remember, you know, being rolled up on. So you think you're a man in my house, right? You know, and he did the little shoulder thing, and I threw the crescent block. That's all I remember. That's all I remember. And my mom was like, "No, don't do that to him." And, you know, and then it was like, "Oh, you know, you may be getting bigger, but you not at that level yet."
Yeah,
you know what
That's
I mean.
What my father told me.
Yeah,
he said that. He was like, "Yo, don't look me in my eye again. All right, that was your warning." Because I got to his height, and he just said he saw how I looked at him. He said, "Don't ever look at me like that in my eye again." He said, "He said, you've been warned." That was it.
But do you have brothers?
I have two brothers, and they weren't. I'm the oldest boy, and they didn't follow the same path, right? And they used to say to me, like, "Yo, how come Dad never, you know, got you?" But I'll tell this story quickly because my brothers, one is 9 years younger, and the other is 11 years younger. And with my one day, the middle one, he sized up my father, and my father was about to get with him, and his mom knew that it was going to be a bad look, so the other one jumped in, so they were both double teaming him. Mom came in and was trying to squelch it, and when she tried to squelch it, my father moved her arm, and she hit a door and broke her collarbone. Right?
Oh,
so now they're in the emergency room. Cops are coming to ask what's going on, domestic violence, yada, yada, yada. So my father made a mental note that he got jumped by his two sons, right? Fast forward to my brother's birthday, the one that started the altercation. His birthday comes, 18. My father calls me up and says, "Hey, yo, Junior, can you come take me for a ride from where I want to take your brother someplace?" So we get in my car, we driving. He stops at the Army recruiter spot where his buddy worked, one of his boys. And he's like, we're like, "Where we going?" He's like, "Oh, this is where you going," like that. And he said, and the one sitting next to you next in 2 years. So he goes in there crying, screaming like he don't want to sign. They had Army dudes hold him down to put a pen in his hand and try to sign. So essentially, that was his payback and letting him know, don't size me up, and you almost got me arrested. And if you do something like that again, this is where you're going. So long and short, the message was heard. Yeah. And he ain't right since. He thought he was going into the Army.
Wow. Hard body.
But to your point, but those, you know, those types of things, I don't think, usually you get them in college. As you said, you playing the NCAA, there's going to be that. It may show up in the form of, you know what? I know you scored 50 last night, but your attitude is bad, so have a seat for the next week.
Right.
What? Have a seat for the next week. But the scouts are here. You're going to have a seat.
Scouts are here. We talking about an NIL deal on the table. We talking about, I'm about to pay. I'm about to pay the mortgage. We didn't tell me what punishment. Then I'll buy this house right now. What are you talking about? At 17.
Yep. That's the problem.
But I'm saying, but that's how that would work. I mean,
they take away the power of people. That's what they do.
They take away certain power. So then you know how to get right. But like I said, if you just walked in there and feel like you did it all by yourself, because the roar of the crowd can have you thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
And you can get souped up if we still use that word. Do y'all still use that word out there?
Yeah. Since we're here with the conversation, big shout out to DJ Holiday, Nick Fan to the end. Cliff, shout him out. That's your man.
Yeah, we still got orange and blue skies for a couple days.
Yeah. Dave, what's your thoughts on John Morant? That whole controversy. It spills into gun violence and the imaging and the need to associate a certain way, and then you see how that affects them on the court and their style of play. Their brand. What's your thoughts?
This goes back to what we've been talking about. You need that humbling. You know what I mean? I'm not no thug. I've never been no thug. And there's always been people on the block, whether it was here or back home, that if you came that way, somebody would pull you to the side and be like, man, let's like you said, we'll go out back and let's see if you're really about that life.
Mm-hmm.
And and you learn quickly, like, I don't want to go down this path. So the need to kind of show up, I was like, my question was, where's your boys? If you really got boys that's in their life, somebody should have pulled him to the side, if for any reason, because him going to jail prevents everybody from eating.
Messing up the money. Yeah.
You're messing up the money. So your job is to play ball. If they're the problem, that's what we do. That's what it's supposed to be. That didn't happen. So now you're playing, some sort of image thing. Nobody checked you on that.
Yep.
That's game goofy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wish somebody did see me on a video like that.
Well, he's back in the club last night in Atlanta.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
with a piece?
Season's over. Hey,
No, I mean he didn't have a piece this time, but anytime he needs to understand right now, have a party at your house, my man.
Yeah.
Don't go out.
So when I started to get my name out there, usually with the brothers from the NOI that I would see. And they put, hey man, how you doing, man? Sometimes people stop by the house just to check in, just to make sure, why you're here doing what you do, don't get caught up. It was a reminder, you need that lifeline of people that you can look to and be like, okay, I can't pull that sort of, I'm the man with these folks.
Right.
And you need that around you.
Yep.
Yeah, because if some people saw me, popping off at a club, definitely somebody would pull me that night, or they would come over and be like, man, I heard you was let's talk about it, brother.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on.
That's the real life example of steel sharpen steel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we mentioned that my man, Uncle Spliffy, aka the Zatch Master, is a Nick fan.
So sorry. So sad.
Listen, I'm not sorry because we gonna go full circle to where we started our basketball conversation this season, and of course the Laker panel is happy right now because right now y'all looking like y'all gonna exceed our expectations, and we already did. And Coach, you're right. We about to get swept, my brother.
Y'all exceeded expectation. Wait, how? I was hearing chips. I was hearing definitely getting past. We 3-1 against the Miami. We beat them in the regular season. Are we going to deal with it? Did we not hear that, gentlemen?
You heard me pseudo brag after winning the first
Definitely
series.
pseudo. Heavy on the pseudo.
Look, yeah, because
pseudo brag. Now we going with pseudo
brag. Of this year, I was happy to get into the playoffs, bro. Okay, so now we get into the second round. I'm happy. We can't do nothing with Jimmy Buckets, but if we get another win and we extended the game 6, you know, what we gonna do?
Come on, Chris. You repping New York today or no? In this conversation, you represent New York in this conversation or no? You from the Bronx?
Normally, you know, I get on Knicks fans because I've never been a Knicks fan at all. And normally, this type of chatter, I would have jokes for days. But the brother has that look like, I know you're not talking about my Knicks after what you all did last night. So it's the humbling. I'm just sitting there like, you know, I want to go in, but I can't.
Hey,
look at him. Look at him sitting back there like I wish.
Listen, the Golden State got a way better chance than the Knicks, and I'm riding with them heavier than I am with my boys from New York. But listen, we just not that good. We're not on this level. We just not. I mean, I saw that.
You know what's funny about that loss last night, though? Their 3 so-called best players. I don't even know if they have a best player, and I won't call them stars, but their 3 best players all had 20 points, which is really what you want. You know? So they are on that level. They got a bad matchup. Let's be honest.
They Miami, don't want it, yo. Because
Coach, Miami's a bad matchup. That's Coach, what it is.
If you watch that game and you saw in the fourth quarter, and I'm not talking about the first 3 quarters where they gave up, I want to say 9 offensive rebounds, but in the fourth quarter they gave up 6 offensive rebounds. It was to the point where they didn't even look like they wanted it. And the presser afterwards, where Julius Randle saying that they look like they wanted it more than us. Come on, man. How can you say that?
I think he checked out a long time ago. I think Julius Randle checked out a long time.
That's the point.
But I would, and you're right that Kyle Lowry was looking like Dennis Rodman out there getting off.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I mean, come on,
it was crazy. But I think Miami is just a bad matchup for the Knicks because they do play so hard. You know, they are probably the most physical team left in the playoffs. They just play hard. And Jimmy Buckets has said, he's going on record saying he is the best player in the league.
Yeah, but Coach, everything exactly how you were describing Miami and how they're legitimately playing is what the Knicks were this season. They were the hardest playing team. They were the 3rd best rebounding team. They were, they were deep in numbers. None of that is showing up right now. None of that.
But do a search on Tom Thibodeau's playoff record.
Yeah, he's not good in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yo, Buddha.
Yeah.
The OG from East Orange, New Jersey, a la LA. We talking New York Knicks right now, guys. What's your thoughts on this New York Knicks Miami Heat matchup?
Well, I like they said, I really had a problem with Julius Randle's his body language and the way he while he's playing, it's a fucking terrible ass body language. And then you got to be on the court with somebody that's mad, and he know he did something wrong. He get a call on him, then he get an attitude, but he really did it. So it's like he fucks up the whole energy of the team. Like his body language is terrible, terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
He doesn't possess the toughness that characterizes a New York team. I think the rest of the guys have that, but I think Brunson has it. Hart definitely has it. I just think Randle doesn't characterize a New York Knicks type of player or a Thibodeau type of player. Thibodeau likes tough guys who play D. There
was so much expected from him this year.
It's okay to be a tough guy.
Yeah,
but is this just a playoff thing with Randle, or is this how he's been all year? Because I thought there was so much expected out of him coming to the playoffs that
I think the expectation was based on how much he makes, not necessarily his game. The expectation was based on how much he makes.
A Honda Accord is not a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, but if you just want to drive it, to 200, 300,000 miles, you should be good.
Good player. He's a good player.
He's a good player.
He's a good player, but he thinks that he's a Mercedes-Benz, and he's a reliable 200,000 miles to get you to 16 to 17. That's who he is.
DJ Holiday said 25-10 for the season, and you guys have the nerve to talk trash about this man.
What was that? What's that car that what's the car that Chrysler had a few years?
He said Honda reliable.
Exactly. Honda's a good car. It's gonna get you 200,000 miles. That's 25-10.
What's that car that Chrysler had a few years back?
Yeah, exactly. He was at Chrysler 3000.
Yeah, 300. Yeah.
300. 300.
It's a Chrysler 300.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think Honda's a good car. I think Honda's a very good car. It's reliable. It'll get you where you gotta go, right?
Yep.
You line it up, and they spoofed up the Accord this year. It looks different, but it's still a Honda.
Yep. Hey, and it's even won some Car of the Year awards, so.
But you know what a Honda won't do?
What?
A Honda won't get you up some of these hills in San Francisco. You know what a Honda won't do? What happens to a Honda out here? It's the number one car that gets bipped. Like they break the windows and steal shit all the time out here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem with a Honda. It's a good car, but everybody abuses it.
Now, DJ Holiday, aka Derwin Wilson, for your information, only 4 players this year averaged 25-10.
I appreciate the numbers. I totally agree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with Mr. Derwin Wilson.
I have no problem with Julian his production for the season, and I'm with Buddha on this. When Randall plays bad, that negative energy spreads and permeates throughout the whole team. He drags everybody down, and that's what happens. He pouts on the court. He does all that stuff, and in the playoffs, you should elevate your game if you're a superstar. His game has dipped a little bit in the playoffs, and that's all why the Knicks won't advance past this round. And I put a lot of that on him.
And going back to something Wes said, Thibodeau's playoff record. Thibodeau is the coach that get as much as he can
out of each player.
Of mediocre, average players.
Philly's up 40-26 in Boston second quarter.
And that's what Thibodeau does. I think Thibodeau is done after this year. And I think Randall is out of there as well.
I'd like to make a proposal this afternoon, if that's okay. We'll give you Jordan Poole in exchange for Brunson. Can we make that trade? Can we make that trade?
Nah.
Come on, man. Wow. What do you mean, nah? Wow. Really?
Brunson's a baller, yo.
So is Jordan.
Nah.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Not
for
me.
Real.
Change the scenery.
Nah, you can keep Mr. Poole.
We'll take Quickly. How about Quickly?
Nah.
I like Quickly too.
Really?
He can't run a squad.
That's a good trade actually. Quickly for Poole.
Yeah, let us get Quickly for you.
Nah, come on. Quickly was what, 6th man of the year? Or close?
Kennedy. Yeah, I think if the Knicks try to deal anybody, it'll be
Randall.
RJ.
RJ.
Yeah.
I think they tried that last summer and it didn't work.
No, I don't think. I think that's why the Donovan deal didn't happen, because they weren't willing to give up RJ.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks better give up Randall. If they can get the most for Randall, they need to get Randall out of there. They won two good games without Randall, so they see they can play without him.
Yep.
So let's get rid of Randall and get as much as you can get for him, and then keep it moving.
Yep.
Randall for Poole.
Why are you trying to put Poole?
Hey man, I'm trying to give you all some future, prospects.
I forgot.
Trying to get rid
During
of Poole.
the 48 still plays. He
Yeah, he is. He's so deep on the bench. Yeah, Fournier is deep.
Hey, one
deep
man
on
in
the
the
bench.
trade with Julius Randle that's gonna give you 25 and 10 every night. I'll wait right here. Come on, God. I ain't talking bad against Julius Randle. Would you? Oh, these dudes, I ain't said a thing.
Hey, I like Toppin.
Moderating the conversation.
I think Toppin needs more time. Like he needs to be on the floor more.
Jordan Poole isn't going anywhere. Draymond Green is the one that's going packing. He's coming to LA to play with the real team.
He's been playing for him all series.
Yeah. Listen,
Right, so
he did the same thing twice. We didn't talk. He did it twice, though. He passed to nobody twice in the same game. Didn't y'all watch Blue Chip? Y'all didn't watch Tony and Blue Chip?
Yep.
But what about that behind the back by Steph though? That Steph over the head.
Yeah, that was nice. And look, you say what you want, but Steph had a triple double last night.
Yeah, Steph did his thing.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Steph did.
He missed two shots down that stretch, but hey, that's going to happen.
He played well. He played well. Yep.
Yeah, I just with that game, I just think the LA's playing great defense. I think it's easy to get 2 points than it is 3 points. If Golden State goes in a slump shooting, LA's gonna have an advantage. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. I don't think it's it's just the way it is. I don't think that Golden State has the size right now to compete with LA down low, and that's why.
But they were pick and rolling AD to death, and for the first 3 quarters, and that was working. They were getting points in the paint. They were scoring off of him, and they had the lead. They just went away from it in the fourth quarter.
Well, no, I forget. Yeah, they went away from it, but it's also I think there was an adjustment made in terms of what AD would do coming out. Like it wasn't. Maybe they pulled AD out the game for a minute. And
they did.
They pulled AD out the game for a minute.
Actually, when they pulled him out, the other thing I think is going to happen, and y'all know I've been saying this because the NBA is fixed. LA is going to win the series because it's going to be Durant versus LeBron. That's just
that's not the marquee matchup.
Oh no, it is. Look for LeBron.
For LeBron to get to the finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
LeBron against Durant. He gets by Steph, then he has to play against Durant.
But it would be just as much of a matchup.
It had nothing to do with this. This all been set up.
It'd also be just as much of a marquee matchup for Steph to go against
KD.
That's true. I agree with that.
And there's no guarantee the Suns is going to get by Denver.
Exactly. Denver is still there.
Denver was the number 1 team in the league for a reason.
And look, I've been saying Denver's been overlooked all year. But there's this dude just has a Kobe mentality out there in Phoenix right now.
I don't think he can hold it.
Not a third player on that team.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why the Suns ain't going to do it. And his name is Chris Paul. He's a curse. I'm serious. He's a curse, and he gets injured all the time.
Well, he's out again tonight.
Yeah, I know he's out tonight. And,
right. And in terms of depth, that affects them. They're going back to Denver. Denver about to spank them around.
And then
but then they got to go back to Phoenix. And
then
this is going 7.
Yeah, I just no guarantees. I can't call that series.
Listen, man, when you got a guy like Kevin Durant on your squad that could free up a guy like Devin Booker, it's like playing basketball with somebody. You're like, oh my God. Like it's like that dude, Kevin Durant is such a good scorer, and Devin Booker is one of the better mid-range players in the game. I mean, the dude is shooting 71% in the last 2 games of the playoffs.
So why is that allowed? But when we had him, everybody was mad.
Who?
When we had KD, everybody was mad.
You saw what happened, right?
And you know
the
what
spacing
happened.
was ridiculous.
And I'm talking about when we had him at Golden State. And the thing what made it bad is that he got snookered by New York. You know, he's so soft-skinned, man. People was in his head to the point that he was like, maybe I just need to go. But I remember
that was Draymond once again.
No, the Draymond thing didn't have much to do with it. It had more to do with people was like not giving him his props. It's like you on a super team. He's on a super team now, and people are like, well, man.
Nah, he's not on a super team now.
He's on a super team.
No, he's not.
No. Devin and Chris Paul and Ayton is a super team.
You got an old Chris Paul who's hobbled right now. You got him and Devin Booker. Ayton, you can't. Ayton's not a premier player. He can pay like it, but he's not that guy.
Yo, they playing that other dude at center in the crunch time now. They don't even put Ayton on the court.
Yeah, they scored all them points, but they still needed your boy Shamet.
Come on.
What's your Shamet,
53 and 11, they got dropped on them. Nobody's talking about the 53 and 11. They got dropped on them.
No, I think Joker might have 75 points tonight.
That's what I'm saying. His points can add up to KD's and what you call points. His points
Murray act up. And Michael Porter. Michael Jamal.
Yeah.
Michael Porter. Like at home, I think they'll be comfortable and rock. Going back to Phoenix, you're right, Coach. You know, it's a toss up, but you still got to come back to Denver.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up. I'm just saying, and I don't disagree with you, Buddha. Playing 50 something, whatever. When I turned on when I saw the stats, I was like, oh my Lord, like with this guy can't be stopped. But I don't think that's a recipe for their success, because that means that those four, the guy that's not really showing up is Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon hasn't shown up this whole series. And I think, if he could just give you something, whether it be just 14 points, he don't got to give you 20. He giving you 7 and 8. You know what I'm saying? So Aaron Gordon is that because Jokic is going to get his because he's that nice. He's just that nice, right? So not to talk about him and discount him. What he did the other night was ridiculous. But he just doesn't have any help right now. Jamal Murray is another key guy, and I'm not saying he disappeared because he's playing well or decent enough for them to win. It's been that guy, Aaron Gordon.
He hasn't blown like Jamal Murray could blow up. He can have a 35.
But the issue is these guys got to guard. Think of the guys we talking about: Porter, Gordon, and Murray. They got to guard them other two dudes.
Yeah, they got to work hard. Yeah,
you got to play hard. But the thing is but Murray should be getting his against Cameron Payne. That's the problem when you get those backup point guards and got nothing to lose. They the worst dudes that you ever want to play against, because Chris Paul might not play as hard against a Jamal Murray because he gotta feel like he gotta stay in the game. Cameron Payne don't care. He just out there to be a nuisance.
And he got
Jamal
fresh
Murray.
legs. He got
fresh legs, man. Yep.
Jamal still had 28. He still had 28.
No, he's still balling. He's still balling. But they got to play 2 extra games. That's why I think the Lakers series is gonna be over in 5, because they want the Lakers to be rested up for the next series.
Hey, and let's be honest. As
Lakers better hope they can get over
not LeBron, not the people winning the game. They are doing it.
They want them to be rested up for that next series. They said, listen, we can't have this go 7.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Last night, I thought LeBron and AD both looked tired at the end of that game.
Yeah,
it was spent. That's why he grabbed Lonnie Walker and thanked him for winning the game.
Yes.
The revenge of J.D. Walker. He took him to the killing field.
But hey, let's be honest. Who wants to see?
He took him to the killing floor.
Who really wants to watch Denver except basketball purists? Like, we love the game and how Joker and all them play.
Yeah.
Nobody really want to see Denver.
No.
And that's the problem, because this is entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah, but this is not our uncle's Denver Nuggets team. This team, they play a good brand of when Aaron Gordon is flowing, when Joker is passing and Murray's flowing. It's not a boring brand of basketball.
No. Our uncle's Denver Nuggets was much more exciting than this one.
Oh,
You
definitely.
talking about Alex English and them dudes?
Well,
Kiki
Van
Vandeweghe, Issel.
yeah, well,
Yeah, they
that
used to
was
score
our
150. They used to score 150 nightly.
Oh yeah, I used to tell people that all the time. Mike was nice, but Alex English would drop 30 and 40 on that nigga every time he seen him.
So they scored 30 at night. Kiki Vandeweghe and Alex English scored 30 at night. Period.
Word.
But they gave up 35. They gave up 35 at night.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you made that point, Wes, because basketball is a two-way street. It's offense and defense. And one of the things that we always talk about is how the old school brand of basketball is missing the inside-out game, defense, points in the paint. And it's a beautiful thing to see the LA Lakers execute that style of basketball and win against this new brand of basketball of threes and analytics.
It's crazy to watch AD and LeBron. Two guys have historically been against going on the block, and when they go down there, damage is done.
Yeah.
Damage is just done. I'm like, yo, dude, go down there. It's okay.
They finally bought into their coach.
Just go down there. Their coach knows already. Go down there. Go down there. It's okay. They was doing work in the block. I was like, when LeBron threw the sky hook, I had to turn the TV off.
Yo, he passed Kareem. He passed Kareem for most 2-pointers in the playoffs with that sky hook.
Oh my God!
That's why
I was cracking up.
That's why he shot it, because he passed Kareem with that sky hook.
And Kareem was at the game.
Man. And also the game before last, he passed Kareem for most rebounds in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, rebounds. I saw that. But yeah, I was like, my goodness, they got on that block and it was just a wrap. Golden State didn't have no answers because let me ask you this, Buddha. Well, he left. I was gonna ask him this question. I'll ask the rest of the panel. What about, how do you feel if Joker had to play in an era where there was Shaqs in the league? I don't feel like he'd have the legs to guard a Shaq and still do what he's doing today. In today's, I mean, if that's all I'm saying.
No, but most of the big men today, they all want to be like KD. Yes. They want to be moved. They want to move the ball. They want to dribble. They want to have handles. They want to shoot threes, and they don't want to go in low. Yep. For one, they get injured a lot. I'm waiting for Mr. Glass to show up. Hopefully, he shows up tomorrow.
And he is going to show up.
He's going to show up.
Yeah.
He fell.
Don't
put no bad juju out there on my man. Don't do that. Chill.
Listen, if he shows up this time of year, he's done for the year. So you better hope he doesn't show up.
Hawk said that offense and defense are part of it, right? So what I was saying is that when you got to play someone like a Shaq on the other end, night in, night out in a series like that, does that have an effect on him offensively? That's that brand of basketball. Will that have an effect? Can he skill score? And I was going to ask you that, Buddha. I was going to ask you that question. You got knocked off.
Yeah, what happened?
I was asking, do you think that that Jokic would have the same effect in a series against a player like Shaq? And he have to defend him and still be effective on offense. You think that would still be the case?
No, because Jokic, he gets most of his points by moving his defenders around with his weight. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna be able to move Shaq like that.
So his legs would be gone on the defensive end.
That's what I was saying. His legs will be by the fourth quarter. That's gonna weigh him down, and then he ain't gonna have the legs to be the productive.
Shaq used to run. Shaq ran the court. He wasn't.
Shaq
he was
run.
runner.
Yeah,
he ran the court. You know.
Just curious. But it's amazing to see the numbers that people are putting up in these postseason games. The numbers are crazy.
Well, that's because they, like baseball, they doctored the ball this time.
Oh Lord!
That's what's going on. I mean,
if
you really, I don't know. Have you all measured the basket? Because the basket is a little bit wider. That's what they did. It's a good product. I'm not lying. Look it up. Look it up, and you'll see they widen the basket. for the
wow.
playoffs.
I'm gonna look that up. I didn't know that.
Man,
They wide the bathroom for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They did, man. Because they want more people to watch, and most people gonna get bored if it's just defense.
That's
so they
true.
widen the basket
That's
so
true.
that it's easier for you to score.
And we wouldn't know. We would not know.
Man, I'm telling you, I'll be on it, man. I'll be out there.
So they just do it for the NBA?
No, just for the playoff, my brother. I seen it. It's on the internet. If you look it up on the internet, you can see it.
It's out there.
As a mother.
I love it.
You know,
I love it.
I do my research, bro.
Yeah. I'm looking at Philly Boston right now. Philly's up 44-39, second quarter, 5:40 left.
They've been catching up.
Yeah.
Philly is Harden showing up. Maybe if Harden of Houston shows up, then
I told
maybe
you all
Mr.
about
Glass
that,
will show up.
I don't trust what you call it. I don't trust Tatum.
Oh, Tatum.
I don't trust Missoula. That's what I don't.
Listen, no. I went both of y'all a little bit. I was watching the game the other day, right? And I can't lie, man. I said this last week too. I said the problem with the Celtics, and I don't want them to break them up, but Marcus Smart can't be your number one option in the fourth quarter. Whoa. And that man was taking too many shots in the fourth quarter. But let me tell you this. Marcus Smart is an alpha dude, and he recognizes he's sniffing around the court and recognizes there's no dogs out there with him. Because Tatum was trying to bark a little bit, but Jaylen Brown just went into a corner and hid. But let's not forget, James Harden played different. But I'm gonna tell you who else went into a corner and was hiding, and he was the biggest man on the court. He didn't want no part of no last shots either. And B didn't look like the same dude in that last down stretch either.
I think he's still hurt.
Okay, I'll give him that. But Harden stepped up, and Marcus Smart was like, "Where my boys at? Where they at? Where they at? I got to do this."
They got to get rid of Marcus Smart. Man. They need a point guard because when you have, think about it.
I just think they need a point guard. I wouldn't get rid of Marcus Smart.
I wouldn't get rid of Marcus Smart. I think they need a point guard. I'm the same way.
I think you get rid of Jaylen Brown.
Here's the reason you got to get rid of Marcus Smart because of what you said.
I don't think that either.
He's an alpha, and when your point guard is an alpha and you got two wings, the way he has two wings, your point guard can't be an alpha. He has to.
But you know when they got rid of the alpha? You know the real alpha was Udoka.
Well, yeah, I agree. Now, what was
Uzola's in over his head?
I said Smart and Missoula both.
Yeah.
But when you have two wings, your point guard has to just be a facilitator and hit open shots. He can't be the man. He can't be the guy. He can't even think he's the guy. Those other two, they're young and their mental state is too fragile. So
that's why they brought in Brogdon.
He should be starting. He should be starting. Yeah. But if you start him, then you got Marcus Smart really going nuts when he gets in the game.
Yeah.
You can't control him as a bench player.
That's right.
Because he's gonna think he's the leader of the bench mob.
Yep.
So they got. I mean, I still think they're better than Philly, to be honest with you, because Doc Rivers is coaching. Doc Rivers is coaching Missoula, so that's really why it's still a close series because Missoula's coaching and Doc Rivers going to. Because Doc find a way to get it, not get it done.
Missoula's the worst. And I like Missoula as a young coach. You know, I like seeing him getting the opportunity, but you gotta call a timeout. You gotta
get a good shot, man. Get a good shot.
Yeah, with a veteran squad, yes, you let them go ahead and make a play. But no, that squad, you call the timeout, inbound it at half court, and run your play.
This is first year. I bet you won't do that shit next year.
I agree with you. I think the reason, like Cliff said, let them play because they're a veteran squad. They've been together for a while. But I think the reason you call timeout as a Missoula, as a coach, is you gotta instill confidence in them that you're running the show.
You're running.
You can't just fit in and drive the bus. You've got to actually stop the bus sometimes and give directions. You can't just say, I'm not gonna mess nothing up. That was Barry Switzer did that. Look what happened to the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Philly's busting Boston's ass right now, charging other way.
The Celtics
I ain't busting their ass right now.
The Celtics aren't really a. I know
Philly?
they've been together a while, but I don't.
Philly's up 51-39 on Boston in Boston.
Oh wow. Okay, so Philly
charge on Jaylen Brown, ball going the other way. Possession turnover Boston.
What half is it? What half is it?
It's second quarter.
Second quarter. Okay, I'll watch that game in the fourth quarter because they was up 16 points the other night in the third quarter, and next thing I know, I looked up and they were Celtics were up by 4. So
the way to tell is how is Harden doing.
Yeah. How's Harden playing, Hawk?
He only got 10 points.
I haven't been locked in.
He got 10 points.
I'll tell you right now.
Harden 10 points in the first half. It's not bad.
He got 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
It's not bad.
That ain't bad in the second quarter.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but he's prone to disappear.
Well, I mean,
he's a choker.
I need him to have 16 at the end of the half.
He's a choker.
How much time is left?
3:07.
2 minutes and 58 seconds.
2:58.
Okay.
You guys are ahead of me.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that series is interesting.
The
Miami Knicks, it's just gonna be a good Final Four, I think, to be honest with you. I think no matter how you slice it.
Who's gonna be in the Final Four?
If I had to pick today, I would probably like
don't make
Miami.
A mistake in your saying.
Yeah, like Miami, right, in the East. And I'm gonna stick with Boston, right? Miami and Boston. And I'm gonna say LA and I would like to see Phoenix.
Come on, man. You can't give us no love.
I would love to give you love, but it's just not happening. Y'all don't have nothing, because y'all got Wiggins.
And he said that with a straight face, man.
Y'all tried to convince me that he was different, but I knew he was the same dude.
No, Wiggins is good. Wiggins is good.
He's talented. He's talented.
Hey, here's what they gonna do. They gonna pull old Iguodala out. They gonna take him out.
The man broke his arm.
Yeah,
broke his.
He gonna show up for Game 7. Old Iguodala.
Nah, it's gonna be nothing. It might not go 7. But
you better hope it don't go 7.
Yeah.
Y'all better hope it don't go 7.
Why do you think it's going to be 5?
No, I think it'll be 5.
LeBron got to rest up, man. He got to rest up. Got to rest up. They got to get them legs right. No more load management. The easiest way to get out of load management is to get that rest.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be. I think the Lakers gonna get blown out in the next game, and they're gonna win the next game in LA.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go more than 5. I just be saying that because I was like the tease.
Yeah, I mean it should go 6.
Yeah.
If it goes 7, then I'm giving it to Golden State.
Yeah, I have to.
With everybody from.
So
I'm from New York.
Well, let me give him the whole scoop. So all of these jokers are like childhood friends, except for Coach E. I've known him since like the late 90s, I think.
Yep.
Something like that. But Cliff and I have known each other since 82.
Mm-hmm.
Buddha Black, I've known him since like 78. Like the OG.
No doubt.
Me and Wes go back to like 85.
84, 85.
84, 85.
So this is some. So these are Jersey folks.
All Jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
East Orange, Jersey.
East Orange,
South Orange. I live in South Orange.
Jersey
Right.
City. But my guy Buddha Black, he's an LA guy too. So.
Oh, you in LA?
And I live in LA.
And I'm in
I live in
Houston.
LA now.
So Buddha, let's do this, man. Why don't you give me your Venmo, and I'll shoot you some money. Maybe about $600-700, and I'll send you a stick. And I just need you to go hit some people in the leg. But the thing is, man, they're not going to suspect you because you're from Jersey. So you don't have nothing in the game. It's a perfect thing because they'll be like, he's from Jersey. He doesn't even have he's probably a Knicks fan. And $600-700, the feds ain't going to be checking it. It's not going to register. 10,000. I would give that to you,
Yo,
then,
Dave.
That's going to show up. They're going to be like, check to see who got a large sum of money. 600-700? Ain't nobody going to know, man. You could be in and out, man.
Yo, Dave.
What?
My brother Buddha Black is such a diehard LA Laker fan.
Is he really?
Even before LeBron was there.
Way before LeBron.
A LeBron fan. So now that LeBron is there, I doubt very seriously if he'll take you up on that offer.
I used to call myself Buddha Black Magic. Okay.
if anything, he might call them up and be like, check this out. I'm going to take that 600. We go get something to drink and then we'll set them up.
And y'all fly me out to the East Coast. Fly me home for a minute.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Well, I don't want to wish no harm on nobody, but if Mr. Glass shows up, I ain't gonna be mad. I won't be mad.
Yeah. So did you give your 4, Emperor Davey D? Grand Emperor?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be the Celtics and Lakers because I think they want to see that rivalry one more time. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. What I would ideally like it to be, I would like that rivalry to be Golden State and Celtics again. I want us to have a run like that.
Who's Golden State is your squad?
Yeah.
And where you from?
He's from the Bay.
I'm from Soundview section in the Bronx. I live in the Bay, just like you. Just like you out there. We're both out there,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But I'm in the town, so I hold it down for us.
Although,
if you look online, and people do this all the time, you'll find the Lakers song that we did, for Kobe back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
People will toss that up and be like, man, is this you? Ah, there you are.
Yo, so Cliff, who's your 4?
Golden State, Denver, Boston, Miami.
I'm rolling with Cliff. Thank you, brother.
That's my.
I'm going with Lakers, Denver. I'm going with Philly and
Miami.
Philly and Miami. Yeah, Philly and Miami.
Yeah. I'm going Miami, Philly, LA, Denver. I think it's going to be LA, Miami in the finals. I think Jimmy Buckets is just a little too tough for Philadelphia.
But you know what? Nobody's going to want to watch a LA Miami series
like they did in the bubble, but it happened.
Oh, that's right, it did, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even remember who was in there.
Jimmy Bucket's revenge.
Yeah, man. You can't front on Miami in the playoffs, bro. They're not gonna just fold.
Yeah. I got
stepping up.
I got LA, Phoenix, Miami, Boston.
What I call Jimmy Buckets, Jimmy won't mow. Okay, I say that Jimmy won't mow. And whoever seen Dreamgirls, y'all know Jimmy won't mow.
But you know what?
Jimmy won't
Am I the only one that thinks he kind of? Am I the only one that kind of thinks he looks like Jamie Foxx a little?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
sure.
I always think. Absolutely.
I'll praise out to Jamie Foxx too, by the way.
Is he doing better? Is he doing better?
He's doing better. He made a tweet and everything, and they said before they let him go, they got to do a couple more tests and shit. So
what was wrong with them?
R.I.P. to Denny Crum, man. Louisville.
Oh, wow. Rest in peace, Denny Crum.
Yeah.
And Vita Blue.
R.I.P. Vita Blue.
Yes, Vita Blue.
Vita Blue.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Vita Blue just passed away.
But I didn't know that he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. He's in the A's Hall of Fame, but he's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and that fucks me up. He won 3 championships.
If you all haven't seen the Reggie Jackson documentary,
it's awesome. Awesome.
Definitely watch that, man.
I don't believe the money that these guys were being paid compared to Raleigh Fingers. They were paying. Oh my goodness, awful.
Yeah.
Like, and
it'll
it was like in
change
the
your opinion
70s.
about a lot of people in there. Change your opinion about a whole lot of folks. Like, I really came out liking the Yankees more, after seeing what they did to Reggie at the A's.
In Oakland?
Yeah, because he came back and tried to buy them and they wouldn't let him buy it. And he was
Mhm.
trying to bring Vida and everybody in. He's like, man,
Yeah.
and he had money. He was like, I got Bill Gates and somebody else. Like, we got the money. Let us buy the team. And it's like, yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give it to, the Fisher, who's a complete asshole. And he was like, if y'all don't give us $1 billion so we can build not a stadium, but luxury apartments over where they have the docks over here, the port. And people's like, we can't give you $1 billion. Then he's like, I'll go to Vegas. And now Vegas is like, we don't want you here.
Crazy.
And the guy got,
they thought they were gonna be able to follow the Raiders out there.
Nah, man, the Raiders already did the ripoff.
Yep.
They already did the ripoff. You got $1 billion, you got a state-of-the-art stadium, and the deal with the devil was that stadium was not going to be a Raider stadium. I mean, it's a Raider stadium, but really how it's marketed is for everybody. So when Dallas comes in there, you get commercials in Dallas. Come to Vegas, gamble, go see these plays. And then on Sunday, then you can go to the game. So in Oakland, you never saw a bunch of teams from the other side there. Right. I mean, first of all, folks wasn't having it. It's like Philly that it just goes nuts. And then but then, then it was just like just the population of Raider fans was here. But now, man, you go to the Raider games in Vegas, man, it might be more of the other team there.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Might be more of the other team there. Yeah. So it's crazy.
That's sad, especially what the Raiders brand means to football culture, and not just the brand itself, but the fan base, man. Like the fan base is such an extension of the team.
Man, you know how hardcore I was, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm so hardcore as a Raider fan. There's two things I did that stand out for everybody. One, when I was at the station, my boss said, we had season ticket seats for the station. And he said the Raiders were coming back from LA, and it was like, can you go out and give a lucky listener, 2 tickets to go to the game, right? My ass went out, and I, quote unquote, could not find a winner. I went to the game. They was like, well, did you give away the tickets? And I was like, I couldn't find a winner.
They gave away one.
I told him, man, I looked at my boss at the time. I said, you gave me tickets to give away for the Raiders coming back after 10 years to the Coliseum. You gave me tickets. Of course I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the game. It would, the Raider Nation would get at me if I didn't do that. So he understood. And the other thing was, I was the one that snuck into the Super Bowl. Remember that?
Wow.
When we was at the Super Bowl?
Talk about it. Wait, talk about it.
So when we made it to the Super Bowl, I drove down 2001, right after 9/11. It was 2002 or whatever. I drove down to San Diego, and we were playing Tampa Bay. Rolled up to a hotel and got out and, went to the front desk, and I gave them my name, and they go, we don't have your name here. And I go, what do you mean you don't have my name here? And, I did a whole hustle thing. I was like, wait a second. I drove all the way down here from San Diego. I work for a major paper. What do you mean you don't have my name here? And we don't have you here. And then I started running games. Said, this is what they're talking about. You guys are running hustles on everybody. This is going to be a story for the thing. So they found me a room. So I got a room. And the next morning I woke up and I went, this is how you hustle a Super Bowl. You go early. I went real early in the morning by myself, looked around, saw the old white lady, the old white man, the young brother, went over there with my binoculars and my notepad and everything. Showed him my press thing, and he goes, this don't get you in, bro. And I go, no, my boss told me to come here. Remember, I'm hella early. I'm like 9 in the morning. Told me to come here. He got my stuff. Do you know where he's at? I go, he's probably up top setting up. Oh, man, go through. So I went through. And I'm riding around, and I run into Dub C, right? So I see Dub, because they're checking everybody by now. So I say, I'm Dub, we talking and everything, and everybody's just hyped. Everybody's like, Raiders, and I go, man, I can't wait for us to win. And Dub goes, I didn't know you liked Tampa Bay too. I'm like, what? What do you mean Tampa Bay too? And his boy goes, man, Dub's a Tampa Bay fan. And that messed me up. And I was like, I go, you West Side Connection. He goes, that's Cube shit. I'm a Tampa Bay fan. And I'm like, I was just thrown. I was like, and he goes, now Warren Sapp gave me my tickets. And I was like, it was just blowing me away. It's like, you wear Raiders stuff. He goes, I know, but that's Cube's thing. But Cube ain't here today. This is me. Cube somewhere else. I represent Tampa. And I knew that night.
Tampa Bay bandwagon, didn't you?
No, I hung out with Dub so I could, the cops wouldn't bother me.
Okay,
I had a strange feeling. No, I had a strange feeling we were going to lose that day. But we did. But man, I give myself credit for sneaking into that game. And then the last time I snuck in there, this is the funniest one. I went into the players' locker. I just followed the players. Their family. So I walked in there, had an official Raider jacket, walked right in there, and walked right out on the field. Was watching the game on the field, on the sideline. You know how I got busted? One of the TV commentators is like, that's Roger Craig, that's so-and-so. Who's that?
Who is that?
and somebody goes, oh shit, that's Dave from the radio station. What is he doing? It's like, man, I don't know why he's on the field. So right there in the middle of the game, the cops come down and they go, Davey D, you have to leave the field. You can't be on here. And I'm like, what happened? He said, man, they don't want you on the field. So they escorted my ass like the walk of shame, past all the players on the bench and everything, and put me in the dugout and say I could stay there and watch the game, which you couldn't see. So that's how I got busted on that. Somebody snitched, man. They should have kept their mouth shut and just said anything.
But just for our viewers out there, it'd be worth your while to take some notes on how to hustle your way into different events.
Yeah.
Because these are some very valuable jewels the brother is sharing with you.
Yeah, walk in with the family, but make sure you have official gear on. And just say hello. That's what I did. Hey, what's happening? Oh man, what's going on? How you doing? I'm good. And just kept on rolling. Just kept on rolling.
Act like you belong, right? You act like you belong.
Act like you belong, and just kept on walking. Like, of course I'm here. I mean, why wouldn't I be here?
Yeah, Cliff is good at that too, by the way.
Yeah.
Cliff is the man. It comes to just act like you belong.
That just gave me a flashback of a Knicks playoff game I snuck into after I went to the Indy 500 way back in the day.
Oh, you went to the Indy? How'd you do that?
Yeah, well, I went to the Indy 500 legitimately, but then after the race, the Knicks was playing the Pacers, and it was one of those turnstile things where you basically act like you were going back in, and we all end up sneaking in. We didn't have a seat, but it was probably I guess it was the fourth quarter by the time we got in. But the only thing I can really remember from that is that those Indy fans, they ain't like the brothers, boy. The amount of racial slurs I heard, boy, in Indianapolis, bro. Woo! I was like, oh my. But yeah.
So the trick is when you sneak in. I don't know. You went with your boys. I go by myself. You got to go by yourself, and you gotta be nondescript. And when I was with Dub and we were walking around, the one thing he was good for, because everybody recognized him to get autographs, I made friends with the ushers. So I say like, oh man, it's a nice thing. I said, I'm gonna come back here and say what's up. Oh yeah, man, when you come back here, man, pop on over and say what's up. So I kept saying, so I knew, different quarters where I was gonna sit. I was scoping out spots. And you go to the rafters. Don't go to the floor seats. That's the thing. I went to the top level. You go to top level, ain't nobody checking for you like that.
And just another highlight of something he dropped: the ushers and the lower level security often are the most important people in the event.
That's right. You got to know them.
The janitors, all those folks, you know,
treat them like they're the best. Yep,
that's right. They make it go.
Yeah,
for
sure. I had a friend that did that in Miami. Some big party out there, and a buddy of mine didn't want to wait to get in, so he got in line about an hour early, and he's standing on Washington Drive. And my buddy walks up with a cigar an hour later, and he heard the bouncer's name, and he just looked at him and pulled a cigar out of his mouth. He said, "Bruno, this is embarrassing." And Bruno opened the partition and said, "Come on in," and let him in. And he waved at my boy that was in line. That's all he did. He just took a cigar and said, "Bruno, this is embarrassing." Like, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And let him
Yo, anybody here into Kentucky Derby? Into the Kentucky horse racing?
Nah.
I've been to the Preakness, but I've never been to the Derby.
Never been.
Wait, you've been to the Freak?
Wait,
did you say you went to the Freakness? What does the Freakness have to do with
the Preakness?
Here's some of those videos.
The Preakness, but I
the Preakness.
Have a couple Freaknik videos too out there.
No, because I was like Kentucky Derby Freaknik. I was like, is that when Megan found the stallion or what?
Are you on the list to stop? Are you on the list to stop the show?
Wait, there's people trying to stop that documentary?
Yeah, well, they said there were, but that could have been part of the marketing program. So I don't know.
Yeah, they stop it.
Yeah, the reason why I brought up the Kentucky Derby is it happened last weekend, and I thought maybe you guys had checked it out.
The weather,
thoughts on it.
They said the weather was challenging for it, but it did happen.
I know
the horse that won.
The horse that won. Wow,
the horse that won was not even supposed to win. He was like, he came from the back. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The horse that won.
Well, I caught some of the highlights. I caught some of the highlights, and like they showed the horse before the race, and I was just like, man, this horse is beautiful. And they showed the race and him coming from behind, like Buddha said.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a dope race.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was. You see, when you seen him in the highlight, you see him. He was acting up in the back. Right?
Yeah.
He was jumping. They would have to calm him down and shit before they put him in the street.
Are there any black jockeys riding these horses or?
I doubt it, bro. Because you got to be so small, nigga. You got to weigh 2 pounds when you get on.
The original jockeys were actually
all black. Yeah,
black. They were all black initially. Yeah. But fellas, I gotta sign off. So, but it was a pleasure. Davey D, Buddha, always a pleasure.
Peace, my brother. No doubt.
Yes.
No doubt.
Go Lakers.
Oh man! Say a prayer for the Warriors. Say a prayer for the Warriors now.
It's gonna be a different conversation.
Hey, Dave, it's 7 games, man. It's going 7 games.
Come on, man. Listen, man, Warriors is making. They got their bags packed for Cancun. Okay, them niggas making.
Not yet.
Not Draymond. Draymond got his bag to LA.
Maybe
Draymond talking right now on this podcast. That's Draymond telling you why he's Cancun.
You see when he fell on the ground, Brown was like, "Hold up, you all right? You all right? You all right? Get up, big bro. Get up, big bro." He like, "I'm on." He said, "Come on now, get on up." He stood there the whole time and helped that nigga up. Brown stood there the whole time and helped that nigga up. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh shit."
Well, you weren't here earlier, Buddha, but like I said before, you know what happened with Draymond is that there's a wide angle shot of R. Kelly. Nobody's seen that wide angle shot, but they have, and they've been showing it. And Draymond's in the wide angle, and they've been like, "Man, make sure you help your brother Bron up, or we'll let the world know." That's what's going on. He's been compromised, man.
Yo, let me tell you, Wes and Coach E predicted that last week. He was like, "Yo, man, I'm telling you, Draymond on the tape. I'm gonna let you know right now. Draymond played for the Lakers.
Yep.
Hey, get out of here. Come on, he's not gonna compromise who he is.
He threw a crisp pass to the Laker bench the other night. That last game. That shit was crispy.
And then looking around,
he was already on the team. He threw it to his team.
Yeah, exactly. It was crispy. I said, "Damn, who the fuck?"
Hey, man, let me tell you what the real story is. Buddha, your boy Buddha here. The reason why he didn't take me up on the offer is because he already got an offer in LA and went up to Draymond and broke some legs, broke his spirit, broke him down the whole nine. Because the way he described him is like somebody who's broken, man. You belong to Bron now. You're Bronny now. You know, Bron got 3 sons. You one of them.
No. If you know this show, Dave. So we've been running this show. This is episode 109. Right. And we kicked it off. It was myself, Wes, Cliff, Coach E came in maybe halfway through the first year. Mr. Black had joined us a few months ago. And I had to bring Black in because I used to get jumped. Like, I'm a LeBron fan. You know that from Facebook. Like, I support the brother. I love what he does off the court. And I think he's one of the greatest of all times. And I think it's disrespectful the amount of shade that the brother gets. And when I recognized my OG, Buddha Black from East Orange, New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? Likewise, appreciated what LeBron brings in. I had to have this brother on the panel to help defend the point of LeBron being who he is. Because Coach West is, you know,
he got that look. Hold my coffee, you know, hold my drink look. Is there a problem here? Look around. Is there a problem? Is there a Bron problem? Is there a problem? You know, people
they call Black Hakim security.
No doubt.
I see you brought your security into the conversation.
I mean, he got that vibe, man. That's why you know, I made a mistake. I didn't know. I thought he had that look like, I'll come see you with the stick.
Listen, I went to you know, Tisha Campbell. She's from out here.
Yeah.
I mean, she's from Jersey too. You know what I'm saying?
Is so I went to. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, she went to high school with us. I mean, not high school, but elementary school with us in Elmwood and all that. So I went to visit her on Thanksgiving. She invited me to Thanksgiving, so I ate with the family and we was chilling. And then, you know, all the family met me, and they were like, Buddha Black, goddamn. They like, goddamn, that's Buddha Black, goddamn. That nigga look rough, goddamn. Buddha Black is here, like, you know what I'm saying? About 2 months later, she was on her show, and somebody was pressing her in one of the scenes, and they were like, who you gonna get? She said, I'm about to go get Buddha Black. I'm about to call Buddha Black on TV and shit.
Wait, she wrote that into the script? She wrote that into the script or ad-lib or?
She wrote that into the script without telling nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they pressed her and shit, she said, I think I got to make a phone call. They like, well, who you going to call? She said, I'm about to call Buddha Black. I said, oh, shit.
That's Buddha Black. Yes, sir. No, man, but you know, we got to hold LeBron down because the attack on the brother's basketball character is just.
Yo, me and Brown was born on the same day.
Oh,
so don't
wow.
get it. We both was born on December 30th, and I won a championship with my team, and I used to hold my team down with a strong iron hand, okay, on my squad in Oklahoma City University, 2-time champion, undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Me and Eric Manuels, we was the mans on that squad and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I was the same way. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of his characteristics. I was a little rougher around the edges than him because I came from where we came from. If he had a little brick city in him, he might have been a little harder. But I understand his nature as far as being a well-rounded person and somebody who cares about other people's feelings on the court. And know that everybody needs to be involved for us to reach this goal. And it's easier instead of me putting it all on my back and saying it's all about me. And a lot of times people try to make him seem like he weak because he ain't like Jordan, because he like fuck everybody else. It's all about me. And so, you know, people gravitate to the, to the asshole shit. So, you know what I'm saying? So
what Bron's greatest strength is that he put his people on to run his business. Can't be mad at that.
That's how you can tell his personality when you see that. But he's the same way on the court. If you even watch when he was in high school, he wasn't taking all the shots himself. You know what I'm saying? He was incorporating his team to win that championship. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And even though everybody was there watching him, you know what I'm saying? And he did not.
I thought he was at his best, actually.
Yeah, he did not fall victim to everybody saying he need to do this and he need to do that. He need to be like Jordan. He ain't got the shit like Jordan. He didn't fall victim to succumbing to that. You know what I'm saying? Right. One of the things that I do love, like Coach was saying, was that now he realized that he should have been going down low, playing a down low game more earlier in his career. Now he realizes how easy his game could have been if he would have started that shit earlier. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just now.
Saves your legs.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he can learn it after the series if we make it a game 7 and we win. You know, he can go practice that on the winter time. You know,
y'all gave away your whole squad. To me, y'all had the squad. Y'all gave away the whole squad. I don't like the way y'all don't play y'all bench. Like I would be playing Kuminga and all those other people. I still don't understand why y'all got rid of Wiseman and Heisman or whatever, because y'all needed somebody to fucking block shots. And it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I don't give a fuck what he was doing.
Well, it was a money thing. It was a money thing for Wiseman. They were gonna have to pay. They're gonna have to start paying him third year salary.
Yeah, that option was coming up.
Option was coming up.
Always boils down to the business.
Yeah.
But
remember that young boy Jones? Anybody big would have helped y'all. Y'all had the young boy Jones. You see how you see how Phoenix is throwing in that big ass white boy to put body on motherfucking Joker. You know, you just need a big man. You know, you could get a big man from somewhere. Goddamn it!
But you know what? We had a chance. Well, two people wanted to come on there. The first one that wanted to come on there was gosh, what's the boy's name? He played for us for a minute.
Yeah. He was in New Orleans with AD. DeMarcus.
Yeah.
DeMarcus.
What happened with DeMarcus? Somebody said he was banned. They were banning him from the league or something.
I think DeMarcus might be playing over in Asia right now. Something crazy.
Yeah, but he wanted to come back.
Yeah, he did want to play. He did want to play with Golden State.
Yeah, and also, but see, he's not a shot blocker. Y'all need somebody that's gonna protect the rim.
But he's a big body. He's a big
body, but y'all need somebody with long fucking arms that's gonna protect the rim, because y'all got, you know, niggas, you know, Draymond gonna push on you.
What about Superman? He played for the Lakers. He wanted to also play on us. He's in Asia too.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard. Yeah.
Dwight Howard. He's a shot blocker.
Yep.
He offered to come and train Wiseman, but they didn't want him for whatever reason. I don't know why.
I just think that y'all should have invested some type of investment in a big man, and that's what's hurting y'all right now.
I really think that's what hurt them last night. They went really small last night.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, Steph was guarding LeBron. Like, wow, what are y'all doing? It got crazy.
Well, they weren't switching properly, but if Golden State executed at the end, different ball game.
And they don't play their bench. Like they don't play none of them niggas. They don't play their fucking bench. And just like JD Walker, the return of JD Walker, you know what I'm saying? He took him to the killing floor. You know what I'm saying? You got to play your bench.
Yeah, hey, bring in Kuminga, man, fresh young legs.
Fresh young legs. Ain't no telling what he would have done. Ain't no telling what he would have done in that position. You know what I'm saying? He would have made some big plays, some blocks, some dunks, some energy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That, you know, sometimes I be looking at Kerr like, y'all going with these niggas too fucking long. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think sometimes Kerr just be like, yo, I'm gonna go with my guys. You know, they know how to do it. I'm just gonna go with them. You know,
give me, nigga, give me.
So that ain't the way. That ain't.
I want to redirect this conversation. Right, there was a point made earlier when Wes was on that I completely disagree with. Well, not completely. So the whole conversation around Darvin Ham, and him making adjustments and him scheming is why the Lakers are doing what they're doing. And though I do think Darvin Ham coaching, I think Rob Pelinka bringing in these other bodies is the hugest reason why. At the end of the day, it's what LeBron wants to do.
All right, so look, I gotta go. But I've enjoyed this conversation, and it's been a really good show. But I'm not going to fall into this tonight. I'm going to watch these games. I'm not going to do it, huh? I'm not going to do it.
No, the point was made earlier. You know, it just went and
it was a great point, and let it ride.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I don't know nothing about no Lakers. So I can't really say, man. Leave that to Buddha, man.
Hey, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's the setup. I'm not falling for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here, man. I gotta go.
Baby D, love you, brother.
Thanks for having me on, folks.
Hey,
no doubt.
All right, peace, y'all. All right.
Yeah, man. So that's all good. It's all good.
Hey, I do have something to bring up though, and I think me and you talked about it, Hot. The Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team.
Mm-hmm.
How their ownership has set them out. Like they got a practice facility. Is beautiful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Candace Parker Candace Parker was saying she's waited her whole career to have a place where she could just go and get up shots when she wanted to and have her own locker. And I was like, wow. Like I never even thought that it was to that extent that they just didn't have the ability to do that, you know. And that's great that the Aces have put the money into the team like that, and it's going to pay dividends.
Well, I mean, that's what a championship will get you. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're serious about their sports in Vegas. I'll tell you
Vegas,
that.
that's part of the whole entertainment destination thing, the sports package.
Yeah.
Because I was there the first year that they the Golden Knights was there. That run they made, and they went all the way to the championship. That's the first year I moved there, and that town went crazy. And you know, I was there the first year of the Aces too. That was my last year in Vegas. But yeah, they love their sports.
Yeah, they doing a good job out there in Vegas, man.
Right. I just want to see that just transcend one city, one location.
Yes.
And
because what's going to happen, and we've seen it already, these girls can make so much more money just staying in college now that they don't need to go to the league unless they have those kind of things, those kind of facilities.
Well, it's beautiful that they can make money because like you said, the league it's so funny that this girl, Asia, might have a bigger contract in college than she might get when she gets to the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, no, that's fact. That ain't even.
Well, here in the States, though, because the women's game is much bigger overseas anyway.
But ain't nobody going overseas.
And that's another thing with what happened to Brittany Griner. A lot of them, first of all, Russia's definitely off the table, and that's where a lot of them were getting a lot of their.
That's where they were getting their money.
Russia, but a lot of the overseas they're not really feeling that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I like where things are going, man, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign. It's good for the game.
Yes, it is
good for the game.
Yeah. What's the girl who's like dunking for real now? Not just like one-offs. Like she got it a part of her game where she will run down the court and dunk on you. White girl.
I don't know her name, but I know you're talking about. Hey, matter of fact, Shaq's daughter.
Really?
Is nice with it. Like she's dunking for real.
Wow.
Yeah, she's nice with it.
I see Gilbert Arenas' daughter.
She's nice with it.
Yeah.
And his son is really nice. He's a freshman.
They need to lower the girls' rims. I don't care what they say. They need to lower the rims.
Nah, they don't need to do that.
Yeah, man, they do. Women need to be able to get more physical with each other. They need to dunk on each other more. They need to liven it up. And
I think their athleticism catch up. It'll catch up.
Never.
You talk about
never. It might be 20-55.
Yeah, I'm talking about to the height of the rim. I'm not talking about to men.
200 million years. Come on, bro. Stop.
People wasn't dunking in the league like that back in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah, through evolution, girls get taller and stronger. So you got more than one. Instead of just one, you got maybe 4 or 5. And still though, like women, it ain't just that. Women got, it ain't just depending on them to jump like that. They have a different body structure. They got weight proportioned in different areas to where their jumping is different than ours. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to really deal with that part. Like, that's real. That ain't fake. Y'all can't jump as high as we can jump. Y'all don't need to be trying to reach the heights that we reach. Y'all need your own bar to reach at. That's a woman's bar. And that will be the height that y'all be dunking on niggas and each other and having a real physical game.
Yeah, but
the ball is smaller.
I'm beginning to think that at some point, maybe in the distant future, you'll have leagues based on size. Because when you see the skill level of jokers coming in at 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet, 7'5", it's like when you talk about lower the rim, man.
I think they need to hire
jokers for that 6.
I'm talking about in girls now, not men.
No, I think girls. I think you should say where it is. I think in men they should raise the rim.
Oh no, hell no.
I believe you got.
I haven't seen nobody do that.
Bro, this is
but those people haven't taken over.
You about to see him in a couple months. You're gonna be saying, "Yo, they need to raise the rim."
Wembanyama is unfair, bro.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna see people like that. People like that. Like we had Ralph Sampson. He could do everything that Wembanyama could do. Everything.
No. And Ralph, if he didn't get hurt, was unfair.
We had Ralph Sampson, and that's what I mean. To really be that tall and keep it up, it's gonna, the playing field gonna get even, because you can't keep it up like that. Like, and if it does, like your boy Giannis, it's great for basketball. Giannis is running down court, dunking on niggas left hand, right hand, whatever he get in the paint.
I think they need to raise the rim. He's another reason.
It's corny. After a while, it's corny. Like, it's not a real. Like, it's not a real. Dude, you just turned around and dunked it. Like, come on, man. Like, there was no jump. Bro, like, when you see a jump,
don't get mad because my physical ability, my natural physical height has made me a certain size. So now you want to change the whole game. Stop it, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But you just said
that's God. God made him tall. God made him tall and long like that, man.
But God is making these women taller and long now too.
Right.
But still, they can't jump.
They are.
Bro, they can't get 3 sheets of paper off the ground, bro.
No, they
I play with professional women all the time.
Nah. There's girls freshmen in high school dunking now.
Okay, she's tall as hell. She's about 6'5".
No, she's not tall as hell.
6'5", 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4".
She's about 6'5". Exactly, nigga. I'm 6'6". I can damn near touch the rim standing on the ground. Okay, yeah.
You're talking about a freshman
7'5".
A freshman in high school.
You're not jumping that high to dunk when you're that tall.
A freshman, you just said girls ain't jumping as high, but now you're telling me a 6'4" freshman in high school is not.
Don't have to jump that high to dunk.
Okay.
So she might get a dunk. She might get a dunk off. Okay, bro. I guarantee you, until you see a female woman, I'm coming from a dunker, grab the ball and go with 2 hands, put it behind her neck.
No, the white girl doing this. The white girl doing this. Yo, this white girl's doing this.
It's being done.
It's being done.
Bro, in the game. I'm talking about in the game. Not in the game.
In the game. Yes, in a game.
Who?
Yes.
Buddha, look, I'm telling you from what I've seen with my own eyes. I'm seeing stuff I never thought I would see before.
Good video. That video of a girl.
It's crazy.
Of a girl jumping in this part of dunk.
I believe there could be a video of one girl
in
the world
that can about a different girl. I'm talking about different girl.
I'm talking. We talking about different people. That's what.
If you give me 10 girls that can fucking do that dunk, then I'll bow down and say, okay, they making a wave. But you can't give me 10 girls out of all the hundreds of schools.
On your phone, you could be using it to.
I had girls that can dunk in college. I played in college. The girls on my team, they won the NAIA national championship.
Hey, Buddha, when
we had girls from Columbia. We had one girl from Columbia that could dunk.
Buddha,
two hands.
You were in college.
91.
So that's 30 years ago. I'm telling you, the game is different now. The game is different now.
Bro. Like I said, in the layup line, okay, let me see her dunk.
You dunking in the game, bro.
Listen, bro. Yeah. I said pull the ball behind your neck and dunk the ball. Not no fingertip dunk. Once you get tired, you can't do that dunk. Once you run around for 4 quarters, that fingertip dunk, you can't do that. Do you understand that?
I also understand we're talking about evolution. And the evolution of the game.
They don't always get tired.
The evolution of the game is just like it happened on the men's side, it's happening on the women's side.
Bro. If you lower the rim, you played in Raleigh Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hawk, you played in Raleigh Park, right?
Yeah.
Raleigh Park rims were lower than normal height.
Oh, for sure.
Now, when you play against anybody, you might get fucking dunked on. It ain't got to be a 7-footer. It ain't got to be the tall nigga, the nigga that can jump. You got to play good D. You got to be sound, or somebody will come around, get away from you, and dunk on you. And that made those games in Raleigh Park so much good. We had you remember the Walkers, right? We had Janice Walker, all the Walkers. They might dunk on you in Raleigh Park. People used to come to watch that because a girl will embarrass you and throw it on you. And
she got up.
Hey, Buddha, I will not. Look, I'm not the person to continue conversations that just are going nowhere.
No, I mean you're right. I agree with you.
The fact of the matter is, women's game and women are evolving, and the men's game is evolving. I think the rim should stay the same for women, and it should be raised for men because of how men are evolving. That would make sense. To lower one and then keep the other the same when it's evolution happening on both sides does not make sense. That's all I'm saying.
No, I think the game would be so much better if that girl that just did that dunk right there with the one hand could spin around and do that dunk.
I mean,
or do it on another girl, or do it on another girl that's standing there.
No, it's coming, brother. It's the evolution.
Exactly.
It's the natural evolution of the game is going to get to the point where the women's game is going to be more reminiscent of what you're talking about. It's not going to be the men's game because the men's game is going to evolve.
It's not going to be the men's game. Exactly.
So just the natural evolution of it. We're going to see. No, it ain't going to be Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins. Nah, we're not saying that. But you'll see girls dunking in the game, which will add more excitement and bring a bigger audience to the women's game, which is kind of
okay.
And we're so close to the men's game, they're gonna have to raise the rim because you got the Giannis, you got Wembanyama, you got the other white kid who's hurt right now in OKC. His joke is 7 foot plus, and it doesn't make sense.
With skill, with guard skills though. They're not lumbering like
Mutombo.
Deal with it. Deal with it. They had to deal with. They had to deal with Wilt Chamberlain.
That was one dude. That was one dude in the league. That wasn't.
So you actually just proved our point. So we can move on.
They had to deal with Wilt Chamberlain.
But that was
evolution of the game.
That was one dude.
I'm with evolution.
Like it's gonna come a time where every team gonna have like
evolution
like that.
I'm trying to say I don't care how tall the girls grow. If the rims were shorter, the game would be more exciting. I'm not disrespecting none of y'all viewpoints. I agree with y'all viewpoints.
I'm sure they said the same thing in the 60s for the NBA.
No. I agree with if you lowered the rim.
The rims were always 10 feet.
It would be more exciting and easier to, it would speed up the process of what we're talking about. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
That said, I'm gonna watch this game. 82-66. Philadelphia look like it's in third quarter. If they keep it up, like they're gonna
20. It's a 20 piece now. So
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Might be a wrap.
Yeah, I want Philly to win this, man. This series, man, because Boston, to me, they're gonna make it corny if they go because I don't trust Jason Tatum.
Yeah. All right, brothers.
All right, peace.
All right, fellas.
See y'all next week. Episode 110. Go New York Knicks.
Peace.
Listen. Good luck, Lakers. We're gonna be talking different by the next week.
Peace.